Hi, everybody. I'm Nancy O'Dell. Each year, more than 470,000 babies are born prematurely, too small and too soon. And in nearly half of these cases, no one really knows why. That is why I'm pleased to be the spokesperson for the National Ambassador Program of the March of Dimes. They have launched a new prematurity program to find the answers. And I'm especially proud because this year's National Ambassador, Amanda Reeves, comes from my own home state of South Carolina. She's 5 years old, but when she was born 14 weeks early at only 1 pound, 7 ounces, her parents feared that she might not survive. Here's their story.
This is my husband Bill's wedding ring. When our daughter Amanda was born 14 weeks early, she was so small that I could slide this ring over her hand and all the way up her arm to her shoulder. Our story began on July 8th. It was a Wednesday morning, and I went to the doctor for just a routine visit. And the nurse says to me, "Miss Reeves, I'm going to take your blood pressure." I said, "Okay, not a problem." She wouldn't tell me how high it was, and she said, "I'll be right back. I'm going to get the doctor." And at that point, I knew something was really wrong. When Amanda was born, she was born 3.5 months early. She immediately went on the ventilator because she could not breathe on her own.
Her skin was translucent, that you could see through her skin, and she was just laying there. There was no movement. She was so small that even the human touch was too sensitive for her nervous system, so I couldn't touch my own daughter.
It's really hard to put into words how small she was. And we had a very, very wise primary nurse that said you need to have a focal point. You need to have a visual so you will always remember how small she was. And she said, "I know, bring your husband's wedding band tomorrow." And so I took the wedding band with me, and this was the very ring that we used. And when we put it next to Amanda, it looked really, really large. And then when we took the ring and we slipped it over her hand, past her elbow, and the ring ultimately ended up on the top of her shoulder. And the nurses in the middle of the night one night, Amanda pulled her breathing tube out, her ventilator tube out, and they had the presence of mind before they put the breathing tube back in to take a picture of Amanda without anything on her face because they knew Mommy would want to see that. And they framed the picture with this doll and Winnie the Pooh. The doll's head was bigger than Amanda's head, and the Winnie the Pooh was just about the same size that she was.
Oh, Amanda is the joy of my life. She's got me wrapped around her finger. She's somewhat of a tomboy. She likes to do things that are somewhat daring. She just learned how to swim. She was jumping into the pool before she knew how to swim, as long as I was there. She plays video games. She plays on the computer. She's very smart. I'm blessed that she's in my life and that I'm able to be a father for her.
Amanda goes to gymnastics now, and this is something we never dreamed that Amanda would be able to do. And to watch her running in gymnastics, trying to do a cartwheel, doing somersaults, playing with the hula hoop, walking on the balance beam is just a miracle in and of itself. Her brothers are truly brothers now, and the day we brought her home was probably the happiest day of their lives because not only did they have their little sister at home, but they had their family. They treat her just like any other older brother would treat their little sister. It's "Come here and give me a hug. Okay, now go away and don't touch my stuff." They adore her. It's just a fantastic relationship. Prematurity is a huge problem. The day that Amanda was admitted into the NICU, there was over 50 babies in there. I did not have any idea. HOPE is a support group for NICU families before, during, and after their NICU stay. I founded it with 2 other moms, Karen Matthew and Leanne Corbin, and Karen Matthew and I actually met in the NICU, and we developed such a strong bond that we couldn't imagine somebody going through this situation in the NICU and not having somebody else to share it with. We had our first meeting, and we had about 10 moms there, and we have just grown ever since, and it has been fantastic. People really can make a difference. It doesn't take $1 million. It takes everybody giving just a little bit. I think the March of Dimes says it all. Everybody contributing even their dimes is going to make a difference.
A lot of people, but a little money. From each person, it makes a difference. It can save children's lives. I'm just so grateful to the March of Dimes, because without the March of Dimes research, my daughter would not be alive.
Look at my daughter Amanda and see what a difference those dimes made that were raised 20 and 30 years ago. She is here because of that. There's nothing more precious than a newborn baby. And if you've ever seen a baby that did not have the perfect birth, you would understand that, whether it's a baby with a birth defect or a baby that was born prematurely. But if you've seen a baby in the NICU, you know that a perfectly normal, healthy birth is a miracle in and of itself. The March of Dimes is working to give each and every baby born that start. How can you say no? What is more precious than that?